Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good to see all of you. It is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon here in San Francisco. I'm right here in the Panhandle Park, taking a brief break from a Saturday afternoon walk, and I wanted to jump on here and talk to all of you about the Tommy Robinson situation. I realize this is not, breaking news anymore. This broke a week ago. I've been busy having a baby. I've not really been able to Periscope like I normally do, like I want to, because I've been busy taking care of the baby and my wife right now. George, thank you. Appreciate that. Also, Love America. Thank you for inviting followers. Right now, I'm actually on a walk. The little one is sleeping. I took her out so my wife could get some rest as well. Now, what's going on with Tommy Robinson? So for those of you who don't know, Tommy Robinson is an activist in the UK. He's the founder of the English Defence League, which is bringing awareness to a lot of the issues of Islamic extremism, of jihadism, etc. in the UK. He has fought against hate of all kinds. He has fought against Nazism, etc. Sharon, thank you for the super hearts. I appreciate that. Now, he's been vilified. He's been called a hate mongerer. He's been called a Nazi, which in fact he's actually, cleansed the ranks of radicals, of racists like that. He has friends who are Pakistani. He's not against immigration. He's against a radicalization. He's against ideologies which are anti-Western ideologies, anti-Judeo-Christian ideologies, and that's what he's been exposing. Now, what he's been doing lately is bringing awareness to these rape gangs. Now, this is a problem in many European countries, but it's reared its ugly head in parts of the UK, where you have these, and they're Muslim, and there are these rape gangs, and they operate in various different ways, some of them. Now, he's been doing a lot of awareness. So there was a trial of, and they're raping young girls. Thank you, Sharon, for, bringing that up. They're raping young girls, children. And so they were on trial. There was a trial. Is this real or fake news, and how do we know? It's real news. You can fact check everything I'm saying. Now, Now, there's a criminal trial being held. Now, an interesting thing about the UK is they do not have the freedom of the press like we do here in the U.S. Here in the U.S., we have the freedom of the press. We have freedom of speech. In the UK, they do not have that enshrined in their legal code. Now, granted, as those of you who follow me on here, those rights, I always talk about, those rights do not come from the government. They are bestowed upon us by our Creator, as the Declaration of Independence recognizes. So governments cannot take away those rights. So a government that is infringing on those rights, like the UK, is treading dangerously close to the fact that it's an illegitimate government, as they are infringing on those rights. Now, there's a criminal trial going on in the UK with some of these rapists, and they are facing charges, as they should. Now, the judge involved put a gag order on reporting on the trial. They can do that under English law. They can put a gag order and say no one can report on this, on these court proceedings. And so they had done that. Tommy Robinson was violating that gag order, and he was outside of the courthouse live streaming, covering the trial. He was arrested for doing this. Now, he had a suspended sentence for, he had been sentenced for 3 months prior, that had been suspended for a similar thing, contempt of court. Now, what happened is, after this, they threw him in without an additional trial. They threw in an additional contempt of court. They put him in prison for 13 months. That's right, my friends. 13 months for reporting on a rape trial. Now, they weren't saying that he was misreporting. They didn't say he was lying. They didn't say any of those things. No, just the fact that he was outside of the courthouse live streaming, covering, exposing the truth. He was held in contempt of court for that. And now he's in prison for 13 months. The last time he was in prison, he was attacked because they threw him in general population, and the Muslim gangs want to kill him. And so they attacked him. You can go and see the pictures of him. He was beaten. I mean, he was in critical condition, beaten there in prison. And when he was then, so anyway, a lot of people feared that by throwing him in prison, it's basically murder by proxy. And that's what they want. The elitists, the globalists, the pro-Sharia law people who are aligning themselves. I am Tommy. Thank you for inviting people. I appreciate that. So those people, they don't want the truth. They want to lose the culture war. They want the UK to be part of this globalist agenda. They want a destruction of freedom. They want an elimination of Western culture. And it saddens me to see that. It saddens me to see people wanting to give away their country to those who want to destroy it. The Islamists have said that that they want to see the UK become an Islamic nation. They say it won't happen in our generation or our children's generation, but in our children's children's generation, we will see the UK come under Sharia rule. That's what they want. And there are powers in the UK which are enabling this to happen, which hate Western civilization so much that they are willing to do this. And they vilify people like Tommy Robinson who are fighting against it. They are vilifying him. They are calling him all sorts of names. They are, calling him a Nazi when he's fought against Nazism. He has friends who are Pakistani. If you need to watch, if you want to hear more about his, where he's coming from, Google Tommy Robinson Oxford Union speech. He shares his story. You listen to that, you go, he's not a hate mongerer. He saw what happened where he had Pakistani friends who were radicalized, who then went and fought for ISIS, who went and fought for the Taliban. He wants to see that end. And that's where his heart is. He is against the radicalization. He's against Islamofascism. He's not against all Islam. He's actually worked with Muslims. He's partnered with Muslims to fight this kind of extremism, this kind of hate. That's what he's doing. In another era, he would be knighted for service to the empire. He should be knighted for the service to the United Kingdom. Instead, he's being vilified. Instead, he's been thrown in prison. And it's disgusting, my friends. It's absolutely disgusting. So what do we do? What do we do? Well, one, we need to use this as a wake-up call, because these forces want to bring this same kind of anti-freedom to America. They want to bring this same kind of anti-Western hate to America. We need to fight. Now, we have more on our side. We have the Constitution. We have the right to bear arms. We have the freedom of speech. But we need to utilize it, my friends. In the UK, they cannot even report on Tommy Robinson. If I was in the UK right now, doing this Periscope, sitting on a London park bench, I could be thrown in jail with Tommy for doing that. So we here in the US need to speak up. We need to use our voices. We need to utilize our freedom for this situation and other situations. We need to be a voice for those who are being gagged, whether that's in the UK, whether that's in Iran, whether that's in communist China. We need to speak up for those who don't have the ability to speak up. That's what we need to do. And yes, there are people demonstrating in the streets in London, and that is awesome. We need more of that. We need to encourage people to take to the streets to protest. We need here in America to protest in front of the UK consulates and say, "Free Tommy Robinson, free Tommy Robinson, free Tommy Robinson." So someone's saying in Hyde Park in London on June 9th, there will be a demonstration. There's something going on in Manchester today. Find it out. If you're in the UK, take to the streets. You have to. Your country is dependent on this. Today it's Tommy Robinson. Tomorrow it could be all of us. And those of us who are here in America, we need to fight against these same kind of ideologies which are knocking on our door. We could be 10, 20 years behind the UK. There are those who want to transform this country into a European-like republic. They want to bring Sharia law here. We see members of the alt-left doing that. Slim Grady, thank you for inviting people. I appreciate that. The alt-left were out last night protesting Franklin Graham in Berkeley, trying to shut down his rally. What was he doing? Decision America is praying that America would turn back to God, that California would turn back to God, that we would elect righteous men and women to government. That's what it was about. And they called him a Christian fascist, and they were demonstrating to the streets. That's what they were doing. I've got to walk here. The little one is waking up a little bit. So give me a second here. Here, baby. No? Okay. Thought she might want a pacifier, but she likes to walk. But so we'll walk. But yeah, that's the new little one. Yeah, he and his dad's done that for years. Yeah, talking about Franklin and Billy Graham. Yeah, so they were out there. The alt-left were out there, refuse fascism. They were out there demonstrating against Franklin Graham, trying to shut him down. As Irish, I even support England on this. Free Tommy. Yes, we need to free Tommy Robinson. We need to free Tommy Robinson. Yeah, you used to drive around your child to go to sleep. Exactly. Yeah, no, she loves walking. She really likes it. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of my take on this, my friends, with the whole Tommy Robinson thing. Find out more. Find out more. Google it. Look at my Twitter. You can find links to that. Go on to Tommy Robinson's YouTube page. I think his supporters, his team have posted more stuff up there. Yeah, Amy's Army, Based Amy, she's doing a lot of good work. I haven't had the time to watch her stuff lately, but she's doing a lot of good work there in the UK. I heard that they tried to arrest her, but then she was released. I don't know all the details about that. But yeah, we need to get the word out about what's going on in the UK. We really need to, because freedom is at stake. Western civilization is at stake. Yeah, Lauren Southern, another great voice. She was banned from England. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how freedom of speech is being shut down across Europe. And yeah, words can't even go. What can you say? What can you say? But the alt-left, the Islamists are basically banding together to destroy Western civilization, and we need to speak up about it. We need to speak up about it. And it's already coming here. And I've talked about that in other periscopes. We're in the midst of a cultural revolution. They have taken over our halls of higher education. They have penetrated our government. We need to take it back. We need to take it back. And it starts with all of you, my friends. It starts with us here. We have a platform that our ancestors did not have. The printing press transformed civilization. The printing press helped birth the American Revolution because they were able to mass produce pamphlets, pass them out in the town square, and get them into the hands of the common people. They were able to get their ideas, Thomas Paine's Some Common Sense. They were able to, make pamphlets of these democratic ideals and get them into the hands of the people. It's the same way now with social media. Social media is the new town square where people like you, like me, can go out there into the virtual town square and get the message out there. Get the message out there that is not being reported. Exactly. Within 4 hours, he's arrested, charged, and sentenced. That's a kangaroo court. That is a complete disregard of due process. Have I seen the Antifa handbook? I've not had it in my hands. I've seen, clips of it, etc. But yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm going to tune out. Hope to jump on here later. I'm going to be trying to broadcast more now as things are starting to settle in, and talk to all of you about what's going on. So there's a lot of stuff that I will be talking about, catching up from the past couple weeks. I'm commenting on things like the like the Obama Netflix deal and other things that have happened over the past few days, past couple weeks, and then reporting on the things that are coming down the pipe. So definitely. So God bless all of you. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you all again very soon. Please follow me on here if you're not already following me, so you can be notified when I go live.